Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's doing all right tonight. Bedbug Show live. And that's loud. See if I can get that fixed. Hope everybody's having a good week. Hope everybody's had a good week so far. Let's see. And do a live on TikTok because I started doing that now too. Believe it or not, we're doing a bunch of live stuff now. Let's see if I can go. What is my show going to be called tonight? Topic is Bedbug Show live at Works. Must be over 16 years old. Well, my wife would say I'm not 16 years, not mentally anyway. But hopefully now I'm live on TikTok, live on YouTube, live everywhere. Hope everybody's doing all right tonight. This is Jason Akers with Akers Pest Control, live to answer your questions about bed bugs, spiders, fleas, crickets, silverfish, hornets, whatever it is you got. I'm here to answer your questions. For those that are on TikTok, I do live streams every Thursday night on YouTube where I answer people's questions. And in fact, if you are wanting more of a experience where you can actually ask me questions yourself, you can ask it in chat below. That's perfectly fine. Or you can hit me over on YouTube, which links in the bio, and you can actually call in live and everyone can hear your question live on the air. If that's something that you're interested in. Now, I don't usually open the phone lines for like 5-10 minutes or so in. So if you're trying to call right now, the Skype number is not open. It's not actually live yet. But as soon as it goes live, I'm sure people will start calling in. Usually people call in right now. So Jennifer says, happy birthday, wifey. Alicia's actually not sitting here beside me tonight. She's pregnant. And she's about 2 months out from having this baby. And so she's taking it easy upstairs. She says she might jump in on her laptop and talk to you guys a little bit, maybe answer a few questions if she can in the chat. But that's my wife. For those that don't know, my wife, she's half of the business. So hello, sweet of sweets. Hope you're having a good night tonight. And Jennifer, of course, she's always here. She always shows up. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow and all that good stuff if you're interested in, seeing when I'm live all the time. Kenneth says, what's the best remedy for a person on a fixed income and can't afford to pay someone else? So I'm assuming that you're asking about a bedbug problem. In pest control, there are some bugs that you are better off hiring a professional to deal with. Bed bugs are not one of those things. You can actually deal with bed bugs on your own. It is something you can control. It's something you can get rid of. And you could save a lot of money. I had somebody talk to me today, said that they had gotten several quotes from other exterminators, anywhere from $1,800 for a one-time trip up to like $400 or $500. I'm sorry, not $800. $1,600. Up to $1,800 to somewhere around like $4,900 to $5,000 for a bed bug treatment. Now, that is something that you could typically do on your own. And so the pesticide that I recommend is Crossfire. That's what I use for bed bug control. That's how I get rid of them. If you were to call me, if you live locally to me, and you could come and move my cup before I knock it over everywhere. If you were to call me locally, then typically I come out one time, I treat with Crossfire, and I just wait. If you need me, you call me back. But that's not typical. Usually one-time service is all it takes. Now, for someone to do it on their own, you may need a couple trips. You may need a couple services. And I recommend doing it about once a month. That's really as often as you need to. Some people will go as often as about once every 2 or 3 weeks with a treatment because they want a stronger application to kill the bed bugs faster. But it really isn't needed. Crossfire lasts for 30 days. And so what you do is you treat the initial treatment. And the label actually allows for as often as once a week, like once every 7 days. But I think that's a little excessive. I don't think there's any need to do that. I think that you could probably do you could probably do a one-time service or a 2-time service once a month. So, Carlos says, I'm going to purchase a bedbug heater. How do you feel? I think it's a bad idea. I think that a heat treatment is better left to professionals. If you're going to do a heat treatment for bed bugs, you're not going to be able to do it on your own. I know there are some videos on YouTube that claim that you can, but it's not true. You're more likely going to burn your house down. It's not a safe thing to do at all. And even there have even been cases of exterminators who do heat treatments for a living professionally that have actually burned their customers' houses down. So it's a very dangerous thing to try to achieve on your own. I do not recommend doing a heat treatment on your own. Crossfire is more effective anyway. And here's the problem with heat treatments. I really hammer on heat treatments all the time. In fact, every single live stream that I do that replays later, people go on and they talk and they downvote my videos. They talk about how stupid I am and how I'm stuck in the past and I refuse to accept the newer revolution or some whatever of heat treatments. And honestly, now if heat treatments worked and they were effective, I would recommend it. The reason I don't recommend it is because I go behind professionals almost daily and I fix their screw ups where they've done a heat treatment, it hasn't worked, and I have to go behind them and I have to fix the problem. That's a big concern. So that's why I don't recommend it, not even for a professional. I'm not going to use it on my business. I am not going to use a heat treatment machine. I am not going to go out and heat treat a house. The problem is, as soon as you turn off the heat machine, there is no residual to kill the bed bugs. And your assumption is that when you turn the heat machine on, that you are going to be able to get rid of all of your bed bugs with just one treatment. But that's not true, because what happens? So now it is true. Okay. You can kill bed bugs with a heat treatment. It's possible. If you've got maybe 3 or 4, and that's all you've got, and they're on your bed, and you heat treat, and they die. But the problem is when you're... Let's see. Let me see if I can do a drawing with Jason, because I like to do drawing with Jason. Yeah, this is a Windows 10 machine, and I am not very familiar with Windows 10. I've only had this computer maybe a couple weeks. Let me see. Paint. I just use regular paint. I put it up over here on the screen. Now let's see if I can share my screen. Now this is like I was saying with the TikTok audience, is that I share my screens on my computer and it doesn't allow me to do that on my phone. So I can't actually stream my computer to my phone so you can see what I'm doing. So if you want to see what I'm doing and you want to see the screen shares and things that I'm sharing with people, then you'll have to go over to YouTube and follow me there. But either way, let me explain. And I'm going to try to explain the best I can so people on TikTok can understand what I'm doing too. But let's see, is it this button? Ah, it is. Sorry. It's new. All right, so let's see. Let's make my screen big. So you are going to do a heat treatment, but you want to make sure you kill all of your bed bugs. So here is your room. We're going to look at it from the top down. So here's your room. And then let's say let's say the bed's going to be right here. And then let's put some pillows, because you got to sleep comfortable. As square pillows are probably not very comfortable, but that's what we're making because this is Jason and I don't make beds. So the problem is, let's say you have a wall outlet where you got a phone charger or something in there for your cell phone that goes over here on your nightstand, and there's your phone right there. All right, and you have another charger that goes over here for your wife's phone, and her phone's right there. All right. So there's a problem. So your headboard is right here. And let me see if I can't really zoom in. Let me see. Let me zoom in. And let me see if I can get this bigger on the screen for everybody. All right, so the problem is here's your bed. So what happens is when the bed bugs live right here around your headboard, they typically will live, like especially if it's a king-size bed and you have 2 foundations where the foundation is typically split right down through the middle. Let's see. Let me change the size of my pen here. So right down through the middle, there is a foundation on a king-size bed that goes right through the middle. It is really common to have bed bugs right in this crack, right along here, underneath the mattress. Now, the mattress sits on top of the foundations. The problem is that the bed bugs don't just live there. They'll also crawl into the wall around these outlet covers, and now they're in the wall. Now, they don't usually go very far. They usually are like right around here, living in the wall in your insulation. Now, if you use a heat machine, it will kill everything on the bed. Like, let's say you have bed bugs here, and you have bed bugs here, and you have bed bugs here. Those bed bugs will die from a heat treatment. That's normal. But the bed bugs here and here that are in the wall, they're inside the wall, because you look, you've got another room over here, and maybe you've got another bed in this room, and you could tell I'm not very good at this with a mouse. But see, there's your messed up bed. Maybe it's an air mattress and it's deflated. There we go. And so you have another outlet over here in this wall, and your phone chargers, or whatever. And then the bed bugs go from here to here. And now they're in this room. Okay? But the point is that they're not going to come out in the room if the heat is on. If it is too hot for them to be comfortable, then they stay inside the wall. They do not come out in the room. They stay inside the wall because the heat is on. So if you if you do a heat treatment and you're absolutely positive this is the way you want to get rid of your bed bugs, you want to do a heat treatment, this is what you want to do, then what you do is you treat with a crossfire residual on the baseboard here, and on your bed here, all over your mattress, all over your box spring. Take your sheets off, take your pillows off and everything. Treat your mattress, treat your box springs, treat your bed rails, headboard, footboard, and treat every other residual place like your baseboards, crown molding, and everything. So that when the bed bugs emerge from the wall, they crawl through the crossfire and they die. But here's my argument, and this is why I don't recommend heat treatments, is because why not just treat with crossfire in the first place and skip that whole step, because you're going to have to kill the residual bed bugs that don't die from the heat treatment anyway. Crossfire kills bed bugs on contact. If you are doing a thorough enough treatment with crossfire, with your mattress and your box spring and your headboard, and you're doing a very thorough treatment, you're going to kill 90 to 98% of your bed bugs anyway with your first treatment, the very first day. Okay? So why, and that's what the heat treatment, that's what they brag about, is being able to kill, 100% of the problem 98% of the time. This is what they claim, but I think it's more along like 68 to 70% of the time. I don't even think it's 90%. I think that's way, way higher. But this is the point. So I hope that I've explained why you don't want to do a heat treatment, why a heat treatment is a bad idea. So anyway, let's see if I can get and open up the phone lines here so I can actually accept some calls, because I know that people are probably wanting to call in tonight. So let me see if I can get Skype to load. There we go. And I'm going to try not to let people see your phone number if you call me, because that is not the goal, is to have everybody know your phone number, because I'm not wanting people to call you calling me. So understand that I'm not going to share my screen while I'm receiving phone calls. Unless I just stop getting phone calls and no one's calling me. Then, that's what happens. So, let's see what everybody's saying. So, let's see. James Martin says, shoes that are treated with crossfire, it won't affect them if it's raining on the ground, if the ground is wet? You typically would treat your shoes and stuff with the crossfire if they're sitting under the bed. I mean, if you're going to walk outside in the rain, it's going to wear off your shoes. I've seen the aftermath of some of those so-called professionals. You are spot on. Oh, yeah, I did a show not too long ago. I actually did a live stream where I showed the damage that a heat treatment can do. I have images. You have to go back. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, there we go. We got a call right now. Hold on just a minute. Hello, this is Jason Akers with Green Akers Pest Control. Can I help you? Hello? 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 Can you hear me? You've gotten Green Acres Pest Control. Can I help you? Okay. Well, I tried to answer the phone. It rang and I answered it, but they must not have heard me. All right, so let's see. Jennifer says you should preempt each show with the following treatments do not work or too hazardous to risk. Heat treatments, DE, alcohol, or any store-bought genetic crap. Well, yeah, they're reaching out to me about my extended car warranty. Yeah, because I need one. My car's well past its warranty date. Actually, I'm replacing my car. So for those of you who have ever seen my car, I have I call it the Bugman car. It's got a picture of me flying down the side of it. I'm actually having the wrap removed today. I'm going to work on trying to get a newer car because I've about wore out my Bugman car. But yeah, so the problem with store-bought pesticides and trying to eliminate bed bugs with store-bought pesticides is that now a lot of people will ask me, they'll say, well, if, how can Walmart or how can Target or how can Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever, how can they sell these pesticides if they don't work? Because they don't work. And the reason is because pesticides change. Not pesticides, I'm sorry, bugs change. So there are, in an insect, especially things like bed bugs and cockroaches, they have this ability to develop an immune resistance to pesticides. So because bed bugs live with us, they live with us in our homes, and they're constantly around pesticide. So if you think about it this way, so you go out, the first thing you do when you find a bed bug in your house is you go out to Sam's or Walmart or Home Depot or any of these places like this, and you buy a chemical and you bring it in the house and you spray the pesticide to try to kill the bugs, right? This is what everybody else does. And so they're all using the same chemicals you're using because it's the easiest to get a hold of. You can get it in 10, 15 minutes. Just drive down and pick it up at the store and bring it home. You don't have to wait 2 or 3 days for it to be delivered. So because you're impatient, you run out and you go and you buy the pesticide and you bring it home and you spray your home. All right. The problem with that is that everyone else is doing the exact same thing. So everyone else they're basically, what you're doing is you're breeding a chemical resistant bug, because as the bugs are exposed to more of these store-bought pesticides, the store-bought pesticides cease to work. And this is normal. This happens with fleas, this happens with cockroaches, it happens with bed bugs. And so the reason the pesticides stop working, it's not that they didn't work. They used to work. And in fact, some people get lucky. Some people go to Walmart, they buy these pesticides, they bring them home, they use them, and it absolutely works. There is always a chance that you will be able to get rid of your bugs with a pesticide that you buy at Walmart that the bugs have not developed an immune resistance to. It is possible. But it's not probable. It's not very likely. The likeliness that something like this is going to happen, that you're actually going to be able to get rid of your bugs with something that you buy over the counter at Walmart, is pretty slim to none. Now, if you're just trying to get rid of ants or crickets or spiders or something like that, then you could actually get rid of those bugs theoretically with store-bought pesticide if you know where to properly apply the pesticides. Let's see. Judah says, I've been using Harris Black Label with wintergreen alcohol for spot. Both are extremely effective. I still plan on getting Crossfire for bigger jobs. The problem with alcohol is there is absolutely no residue with alcohol at all. It's highly flammable, so if you're a smoker or someone in your house is a smoker, it's possible to light the fumes on fire. In fact, 2 people in Ohio a couple years ago actually caught their houses on fire using alcohol to try to kill bed bugs. And so I don't recommend alcohol for bed bugs. Let's see, alcohol works, okay, but only kills about 60% while the other 40% still thrive. Right, because the problem is, so I knew a guy. This was one of the worst bed bug jobs I've ever done in my entire life. I went into a house and he had heavily infested home. They were living around his washer, his dryer. They were living in every single article of clothing in his closet. When I pulled the bed up, there were probably about 15,000 bed bugs between the box spring and the mattress. When I lifted the mattress up off of the box spring, they started crawling up the bed by the thousands. It was absolutely insane. There were so many bed bugs in this man's house. He was using alcohol. He was waking up in the middle of the night about 4 or 5 times a night, just to spray himself with alcohol to kill the bed bugs that were on him, to keep them off of him. It was a horrible, horrible, horrible thing that he had going on in his house. Absolutely, the bed bugs were not killed, were not eliminated with alcohol. It didn't work. He had to call me. I had to go out there. I had to kill his bed bugs. In fact, I got rid of his bed bugs with just one treatment. As serious as this problem was, Crossfire eliminated the bed bugs with just one treatment. So it's effective. You know, how many bottles of alcohol do you want to purchase? Yeah, Crossfire is between $38 and $50 a bottle. Alcohol is about $2 a bottle. So, you know, you do the math. How many bottles are you willing to buy? So, let's see. Kenneth says, anyone would be impatient after involuntarily donating blood to bugs all night. Believe me, or find out for yourself. James Martin says, might do a preventative myself. There are a few electrical outlets in the baseboards. Should I avoid spraying near them? I would not. I would avoid spraying electrical outlets. You don't spray electrical devices. You don't spray around like power strips or anything like that easier. You don't want to start a fire in the house or create a short or blow the breaker box. Judah says, I prevented a very bad infestation in my apartment because of doing this. Okay, I mean, I'm not saying it's not impossible. I'm just saying there are better ways. You know, there are more effective ways that are better ways to get rid of bed bugs. And that's what people come here for. They come here to find out, you know, what is the best way to get rid of bed bugs. And I've been doing bed bug work for 23 years, and I just tell people my advice. Like, so if you go to my YouTube channel, which is right here, and you click the subscribe button right here, this is my channel, Green Acres Pest Control, up here at the top. And you can click subscribe, which I recommend you do, so you can catch my live streams and hit the notification bell when you do. And then you can go down, see here are my live streams. So if you were subscribed, you can see this come right up at the front. Shows you right there I'm live. And then here are my shorts, which are just like basically like TikTok videos. So my TikTok audience, which I'm talking to right now, I have minute-long videos that I upload to TikTok. Some of them are 2 minutes, 3 minutes long. In fact, I'll show you. Here's my TikTok channel right here. These are videos I did these 5 years ago. And I've got like cold remedies and stuff. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is like recipes, how to make cold remedies. But that's just because I thought it was funny. It's something I used to do on my Facebook page. But I've got, you know, bed bug tips, which this is one I actually just put up on YouTube last week. So that's there, which like I said, see? Oh, that's my Amazon page. So right here, see? That's the bed bug tip video right there. It's also on TikTok, right there. Same video. And then I've got this one, which some of the things are just like TikTok trends. And then you've got bed bugs. And you scroll down, you got other bed bug videos and stuff. Previews of what I'm going to do on YouTube. And so just different things. This is one I did actually. See how bad those bed bugs are? Look at that. That's awful. See, I show some of these things on my, that's just quick, easy little shorts I can put together and show you. But like I said, some of those are here too. Most of them are not, because Facebook is too. But YouTube is very particular about the music that you use as a background song. And I like to use all kinds of music because I consider myself a form of an artist. I like to do cool videos and I like to make cool background music. And you can't, like the music I use for my live streams on tonight are actually, they're canned, royalty-free music that I'm not going to get hit with a copyright strike if I play them. It's very particular on what you can and cannot play on YouTube. But with TikTok, you can do anything you want. So I like TikTok. Can't imagine what that guy went through mentally with thousands of bugs all around his bed. Yeah, he was waking up about every hour to an hour and a half, spraying himself. He was going weeks with horrible sleep. It was driving him crazy. And so, yeah, it was pretty bad. So Big Chief Toilet Paper says, I purchased the Crossfire aerosol as well. Your thoughts on the aerosol and when and where to use it. So the problem with Crossfire aerosol is the same thing that's with any aerosol pesticide spray. The aerosol cans have ingredients they don't have to list on the label. So let's go look and see. Let's do a comparison real quick, and I'll show you what I mean. Oops, that didn't spell right. All right, aerosol. So here's a can of Crossfire aerosol on DoMyOwn.com. Okay, so let's go down here and find the label. after they advertise to me. Okay, so here's the problem. Now, you've got, these are all the active ingredients of Crossfire. Let's zoom in so you guys can see it better. There you go. All right, so clothidine, metafluthrin, piperonavitoxide, and then they've got other ingredients that make up 98.59% of what's in the can. All right, that's a problem because this aerosol can is going to have propellants in the can. It's going to have ingredients in this in order to push it up out of the can to cause it to be under pressure. All right, it's not just a pressurized can. There are things in there to help it, to make it last in a can, where if you were to go to, let's see, let's just search Crossfire. All right, here's the Crossfire pesticide right here. Oh man, it's 10% off right now. So let's do their label. See, now this is the difference. All right, so this is the concentrate, and this is the same thing in this. I always buy the gallon. That's just why I clicked it. But let's close that and let's go. So there's this label. So it's 40%, 0.01%, 1%. Okay, this one is 4%, 10%, 0.10% and 10%. So this is a higher concentration here than what is it's a higher concentration for one, and I'm guessing that that's mixed. Let's go to the 13-ounce bottle and we'll see what that says too. Did I close? Let's see. Reopen. Can't I reopen my closed tab? Maybe I can't. Nope, I can't because it's this one. All right, let's go back here. Let's go here, Crossfire, and click the 13-ounce bottle. There it is. Oh, see, it's $41 right now. They've gone up. They've gone up $10 over what it was over the summertime. So let's look at this label. Oh, it's the same label. See, it's identical label. So you've got a stronger concentration here, but what you're mixing it, let's see, you're mixing it 1 gallon is 13 fluid ounces. It treats 1,000 square feet. Which, okay, so this is something else you need to understand with Crossfire, is if you look at this label, it says it treats 1,000 square feet. This is 13 fluid ounces. This is the way you're going to mix it. So you've got 13 ounces treats 1,000 square feet. So what you need to understand, with a lot of these people, they'll ask me, what do I do with all of the extra, all the extra pesticide I have left over in my tank, because you don't ever use a full gallon. But you may be asking yourself, you may be like, but I have a 1,200 square foot house. How did I not use a whole gallon? This gallon says it's for 1,000 square feet. It treats 1,000 square feet. So how come I've got all this leftover chemical? I must not have done it right. That's because it's 1,000 square feet, not 1,000 linear feet. So linear feet is the way you typically treat with Crossfire. And let me explain. Let's bring up another drawing with Jason. So we'll go back to our bedroom model that we used before, and let's zoom out. Let's see, view, let's zoom out. All right. So here is your bedroom. All right, these are your bedroom walls. Now, you do not treat all of this. All right, this would be the square footage. So if your square footage is 100, and then you got over here, you've got 10, all right? The square footage is side times side. This is, now we're doing math, all right? So the problem is if you've got 100 square feet on this side, that is really small text. Let me make it bigger. Let's see, how big is that? Yeah, see, that's better. All right, and then let's do 100 over here. All right, so you've got 100 by 10. This equals 1,000 square feet. The problem is that you're not actually treating 1,000 square feet. You're treating 100. So this is 100 feet plus 100 feet is 200 plus 10, which is 220. Well, 10 and 10 is 20. So it's 220 linear feet, which is a quarter of what you would need to treat. So that's the problem, is you're treating the linear footage, not the square footage. This whole room would be the square footage, but you're actually only treating the linear footage. So that's why you'll have a lot of pesticide left over after you do a crossfire treatment, because while it says on the label, because most labels do say this, that 1 gallon treats 1,000 square feet, you're not actually treating square feet. And the reason you're not, now the label is the law, so always follow your labels. But if you go up here, it will tell you, let's see, directions. Let's see, where is it? Okay. Crossfire bedbug concentrate can be applied directly to the mattress and box spring surfaces for porous surfaces such as mattress, carpet, perimeter areas. Apply until thoroughly damp but not wet. Okay, so it tells you how to treat the beds. It says in here, oh, there we go. Not for broadcast use. So broadcast means, well, not a B. It means don't treat the whole floor. All right, you're not supposed to broadcast spray and treat the entire floor. That's not how you get rid of bed bugs. Bed bugs aren't going to be here anyway. Bed bugs hang to the walls, the edges of the walls, and around the base of the box spring and the headboard, footboard, and the bed. They're not going to be all out here in the middle of the floor where you walk. They don't want to get squished, so they're not going to be there. Do you know when bed bugs started developing resistance to alpine? I'm not sure, honestly. That it was, so the reason I know that they've been developing a resistance to bed bugs is because I have to go through training every 2 years. I mean, resistance to alpine. And the chemical that he just asked me about is, let's see if I can bring it up over here. Alpine WSG, which is this right here. So this is Alpine WSG. It's a water-soluble granule, which I actually do have a video on how to mix this chemical, and so I'd recommend go take a look at that on my YouTube channel. But so when I was taking my class this year, I did it remote. A lot of classes are doing remote, Zoom calls and stuff like that. And so I went in and I was doing my class, and there was a really good presentation done by Virginia Tech. And they had several different pesticides that they were showing in this presentation. And they said that Alpine WSG, with the one ingredient, which is dinofran, or however it's pronounced, is actually, the bed bugs are starting to develop an immunity to it. They're finding that about 25% of the bed bugs they've tested are developing an immunity to that pesticide itself. They've also developed immunity to imidacloprid, which is what's in Tempered, and a couple of other pesticides as well. So that's how I know they've developed an immunity to it. Now, in my personal experience, I haven't had a lot of immune issues with the Alpine, but I have noticed immunity with other things like the synthetic pyrethroids and stuff like that. They have developed immunity to pyrethroids. Yeah, let's see. Let's remove that. There we go. I think I'm going to have to make Jennifer an admin to my chat, because she knows what I like in here and what needs to not be in here. Because when my wife's not here, she usually blocks that stuff and kicks that stuff off of here. But I don't like politics. This is not about politics, because last time I checked, I couldn't spray a politician. I'm sure there's a few of them I would love to treat and spray and take care of, but you can't do that. That's not legal. So I don't like to talk about politics in my channel. I just like to talk about killing bugs and taking care of people's bug problems, and not the political problems, because you can't really control that anyway. So please try to keep the politics out of the chat. We're not talking about politics. We're talking about bugs, and that's all we're talking about. So Judah says, can't afford Crossfire right now. Had to pay for movers to protect my collectibles, but I will be getting Crossfire once I'm able. Good job. You'll be surprised when you use it. It's really good stuff. Brandon says, can I call you? I don't see the number on the screen. There it is. Yep, there it is. Call me. If you want to call me, call me. So do you spray the whole mattress or just the seams? And can you spray pillows with the cases removed? No, don't spray your pillows. In fact, I believe Crossfire actually says on the label not. It says do not spray directly on pets. Do not allow adults, children, pets to enter the treated areas until the spray is dry. Do not apply to plants or crops. Do not treat areas when occupants are present. Do not spray as a space spray, which is like a fog. Do not wet articles to the point of runoff or drip. Do not use treated articles until spray has dried. It says can be directly applied to the mattress and box spring surfaces. For porous surfaces such as mattresses, carpet, perimeter areas, apply until thoroughly damp but not wet. Infested bed linens should not be treated. These should be removed, tightly sealed in a plastic bag, laundered and dried at high temperatures prior to reuse. Vacuuming surfaces prior to treatment is highly recommended. Using a Pinstream, coarse or low pressure equipment, spray directly to the mattress surface, paying a special attention to seams, fold, tufts, and edges, as well as bed frames, box springs, bed bugs, and where bed bugs harbor. Remake the bed with clean linens prior to reuse. So make your bed like you normally would and sleep on it once everything is dry. But do not treat your bed linens, and this would include things like pillows and stuff like that. Throw your pillows in the dryer or wash them and dry them. But some people are afraid to wash their pillows because they're worried they might ruin them. So I recommend just taking your pillows and throwing them in the dryer and killing the bed bugs on your dryer in the dryer. The Harris is extremely effective. It works up to 16 weeks. That's not true. Harris Black Label is garbage. So I'll explain. I'll actually defend my position. So I'm going to show you what's in Harris. Because Harris Black Label is garbage. It's not very good at all. Let's see. Harris Black Label Big Bed Bug Killer. This is the Black Label. I'm guessing this is what you're talking about. Let's see. Unless they've changed the ingredients in it. It didn't used to be. Let's get this one. Let's see if we can get a label for this. Okay, it's deltamethrin. That's what I thought. So, Black Label, let's see, has deltamethrin, metacloprid, which is the same thing. Wait a minute. Okay, here's the Black Label right here. It's got imidacloprid, which is what... Now, this is the same thing that's in Tempered. And Tempered is, like I was saying before, Tempered is actually... Tempered is what bed bugs are starting to develop an immunity to. Because it's what all the exterminators are using. Exterminators are using this stuff like crazy. And it's all they ever use anymore, it seems like. But it doesn't work. This, on the other hand, the gold label is Crossfire. This is Crossfire. That's the same thing. It's in Crossfire. I just read you the label. Clethodim, metafluthrin, butyronobutoxide. Clethodim, metafluthrin, and butyronobutoxide. It's the same thing. This is the same thing as this. All right? So I recommend, if you're going to get a Harris product, to take all the rest of the stuff and throw it in the garbage because it's no good, and just stick to this right here. If you're insistent on using Harris. Harris is crap. It's garbage. And so it's better in the trash, not being used at all. But honestly, Harris is not a very good product. I ought to do a product review of Harris, just bug spray in general. Harris is just not very good. The problem is, let me read you the label of Crossfire. All right, let me close that one because I'm not using that one right now. All right. So, here we go. Let's see. I'm trying to find it. All right. Crossfire bedbug concentrate may also be mixed with varying final solution volumes. Okay, these are the volumes to treat, how to treat with the volumes treated. Okay, to prepare the diluted spray, fill the sprayer tank with half of the total water to be used. Add to the Crossfire bedbug concentrate. Add the bedbug concentrate, then add the remaining water to the spray tank to achieve the final application volume. Close the spray tank, okay? Now, it says, for optimal results, solutions should be used within 24 hours, okay, of being prepared, all right? 24 hours of being prepared. You need to use your pesticide within 24 hours, okay? So the problem with this is, all right, when was this mixed? When was this mixed and prepared? How long has this Harris stuff been sitting on the shelf? You just read the label. It needs to be used within 24 hours to get the best results. That's Alpine. Let's close that one. This is absolutely past the 24-hour mark by the time you buy this and come and use it in your home. And that's the problem is that it's all, and this is all that way. All right, when I do a job, all right, let's say I'm going out tomorrow. I actually have a job tomorrow morning. I have to be at a job at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning for bed bugs. All right, I mix Crossfire the day I do the job. It's mixed sometimes on the job site. It's mixed immediately and applied right away. Mixed all up really good and applied right away. This is going to ensure that I am going to get the best possible application for the customer. The concentrate has been mixed right into the water. The concentrate, whatever, the finished solution is at its best performing ability right when it's mixed. It's like, would you prepare a meatloaf and then eat it in 3 days or 15 days or 25 days or 30 days? No, it's going to be better to make it and then eat it right then. Eat it while it's fresh and it just was made and it's delicious. It's wonderful. Put some ketchup on it. Eat that stuff. You know, the thing is the Crossfire is only going to be effective when it's first mixed, not after. And that's the problem with all of these mixes that come pre-mixed, whether it is Home Defense, whether it's Harris, whether it's Raid, whatever it is, there is a shelf life to a mixed pesticide. You want to mix your pesticide the day you do the job, not after. Use the stuff up. I typically always have an empty B&G at the end of the day. I only mix what I need. Now, there are times I carry water on my vehicle all the time so that I can mix on site if I need to. Only mix what you need to do the job so that you have an empty tank afterwards and you're not saving your chemical over to the next day because you're going to get better results doing it that way. So, Crossfire doesn't smell that bad. It does now. When you first mix it, it has a smell to it. It smells like pesticide, but it's not that bad. Let's see. If it's been a month or so since seeing a live bed bug or getting bit, that means they're gone. Yes. That's the gold standard in pest control, is if your customer hasn't been bit or hasn't seen a bed bug within 30 days, typically the bed bugs are gone. And there we go, we got a call. Hello, this is Jason with Green Acres Pest Control. Can I help you? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me? Let me see here. Hey,
Hello?
Can you hear me? There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
There we go. My microphone wasn't on. How are you doing?
I'm alright. So I live in an older manufactured home, and so I know you don't usually recommend doing heat treatments, but I'm like super paranoid and I feel like that's necessary to do. So I was gonna try to do it on my own. I was wondering is there no, you think it'll be effective just doing the spray? I should be able to get them all?
Yeah, you will. So let me explain the way Crossfire works. I don't recommend using just any spray because not every spray works the same. The reason that Crossfire works, it's non-repellent. So the bed bugs don't see it. They don't know it's there. So it's as if you've done nothing to them. They don't know you've done anything at all. So they continue to behave like they normally would. They try to come out and crawl on the surfaces and bite you. But the thing is when they crawl out and they crawl across your mattress that's been treated, they die. So what you do is you strip your mattress of all of your sheets and covers and all that stuff. You treat your mattress, headboard, footboard, bed rails, box spring, everything. You treat your sofa, lazy boy recliners, all your furniture is going to get treated, okay? You treat your baseboards throughout the entire house. You treat your crown molding. If you've got crown molding, treat your crown molding because the bed bugs won't just come out around the baseboard. They'll also come out around the top of the room too. So you treat all that stuff and then let it dry, make your bed, sleep in the bed. You will get bit, okay? It's definitely, you're going, just assume you are going to get bit. Now, not everybody does. I've done homes, and this is exactly what I tell people. After I leave their house, I say, expect to get bit. Some people never get bit again because you just happen to kill them all with just that day. They all die. But honestly, expect to get bit within the first couple of weeks as the bed bugs are filtering out of the walls and wherever they're hiding. They're going to have to crawl over the bed because you're sleeping in the bed and the bed's been treated. Don't use mattress encasements. Don't cover up the chemical with, a total mattress encasement. Now, it's okay if you use a fitted sheet because typically what happens is the bed bugs crawl up and they crawl over the sheet, but then when they crawl back down to retreat between the box spring and the mattress, they're going to come into contact with the chemical then, and they'll die. And so using a fitted sheet is not a problem. So you make your bed like you normally would. The bed bugs will get in the chemical and they will die. It's a residual pesticide. Now, when it's wet, it kills them within like 5 minutes. When it's dry, it takes 2 to 4 hours for a bed bug to die. But the thing about the pesticide that's really effective is that it is a transferable pesticide, meaning that when the bed bug crawls through the chemical and then they go back and communicate with other bed bugs that haven't crawled through the chemical, it transfers from one to the other, like knocking dominoes over. Do you understand?
Nice.
So it's a genius pesticide. I don't know why honestly I don't know why more exterminators aren't using it. A lot more are using it now that it's been out for a few years. I've got my YouTube. I talk about it all the time. I've made a living out of killing bugs, and this is what I do all the time, every day. In fact, I'm going to go kill bed bugs tomorrow, and I'm gonna use Crossfire. It's what I use every time.
Yeah, that's why I ordered some offline. I just came to my house, but I already put mattress encasements on my mattress. So should I take those off, or?
Yeah, take them off, throw them away, or wash them and save them. The thing is, mattress encasements aren't always bad. I don't recommend them for the control of bed bugs. I recommend them for the protection of your investment. So let's say you bought a brand new mattress or a brand new box spring, and you're worried that you might get bed bugs and the bed bugs might infest your bed. Then you would wrap them in an encasement, bring them in the house, and lay them on the bed like you normally would. But the thing is that once you have bed bugs, you don't want to encase the mattress, because the bed bugs can live for up to 18 months without a blood meal. And the problem is that I see this every day. No matter how much money you spend on an encasement, you spend $20, you spend $200, they all rip eventually. And
dude, I just spent $200 on them. They ripped within the first 48 hours.
Yeah, and that's not effective. See, that's the thing. They're not effective if they rip. And you can't tape them with duct tape. Like, I've seen people, they've gone in and they've taped them up, and they're trying to, fix where they've ripped. It won't fix. Once they rip, throw them away.
Okay.
Or send them back and get a refund. Because if they rip within 48 hours, you need to get a refund. That's garbage.
Yeah, I spent $200 for 2 beds worth, and I was kind of pissed off about it, actually.
Oh, I know.
All right,
I know.
So all right, I'll try without doing the heat treatment.
I don't want you to burn your house down.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I was calling about, because me and my dad were arguing about if it was dangerous or not. And
it's really dangerous. Yeah, it's really dangerous. The thing is that the do-it-yourselfer type thing, there are things in pest control that I would never recommend someone try to do themselves. Heat treatments, termite treatments, maybe even to the point of cockroach-infested, type treatments. It's honestly, I'm here to try to help people save money and save their life, and keep them from poisoning themselves, and keep them from hurting each other. And I've been doing pest control since I was 6 years old. I'm 39 years old. I've done this my whole life. I'm a second-generation pest control technician. My son works with me. He's been doing it for 8 years. He's only 16. So we start young, and we work our whole lives killing bugs. That's what we do. And so I don't want you to hurt yourself, going out there and trying to get rid of bed bugs, when there are safer, more effective ways to get rid of them on your own without hiring somebody.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. You have a good night. All right. So let's see. Who thought learning pest control could be fun? Who knows? Is pest control fun? I think pest control is fun. I'll tell you what I did today. Let me see. Is this thing's messed up? There we go. That autofocus. What is it? A Logitech? Logitech cameras can't autofocus for nothing. But anyway, I actually got a hornet job today. Oh, I wish I had filmed it. I so wish I filmed it. So I dust hornets, and it was European hornets, which most people call bell hornets. They're like this big. They're real big hornet. And in fact, this on my desktop, let me see. That's a yellow jacket. Now that's zoomed in. That's real big. That's a lot bigger than what a yellow jacket actually is, because it's my desktop picture. Oh, there we got another call. Hello, this is This is Jason with Green Acres Pest Control. Can you turn off your sound?
How you doing?
Hey, I'm all right. How are you doing?
Well, complaining don't work no more, so I just quit doing it.
Oh, that's a good thing. No one ever wants to hear that anyway. What's going on with you today?
Not too much. I was just curious. Has anybody ever tried heavy concentrated salt water on bed bugs?
The problem with salt water and using salt water for pest control is that salt when it so the problem with salt is that it attracts water. So when the water evaporates out of the salt water and leaves the salt behind, salt will kill different types of bugs like fleas and different things like that. Now, as far as bed bugs, I'm not sure how effective it is, but one of the problems
I don't think salt alone would because of the hard shell.
Well, the biggest issue with salt is, fleas have a really hard shell, and it will kill fleas. But the problem is that it attracts so much water when you put just regular salt. Let's say you just went in with just dry salt and salted your carpets for fleas. Tomorrow, you're going to have wet carpet because it pulls all of the moisture out of the air and puts it in your carpet. And if you treated your bed with salt, you're going to do the same thing to your bed, and you risk ruining your mattress.
Yeah.
So I don't recommend salt at all. I don't think salt would be effective.
Huh. Oh, well. It was a salt.
Well, hey, you have a good night. Thanks for calling.
Okay, thanks for putting up with me.
Oh, God no problem. You have a good night. All right, so let's see. My nose itches. I think I need to trim my mustache. My mustache starts to curl up and tickle my nose. And I'm not picking my nose. I'm just scratching it because it itches. Anyway, who thought learning pest control could be fun? And then Judah says, I'll try to get Crossfire in September. Crossfire doesn't smell bad. I already answered that question. Jennifer says, but you're vegan. Oh, yeah. I mean, I just talk about meatloaf. I talk about meatloaf because I love meatloaf. Meatloaf is good, but I don't eat meatloaf. We eat a lot of lentil loaf. It's not as good as meatloaf. And Jennifer says, Crossfire does not stink. Let's see. Kenneth says, I thought about a heat treatment but backed out a few days ago. Let's see. Big Chief Toilet Paper says, can bed bugs survive in cars, or do the heat being parked outside? I do home improvement, and sometimes I run into houses that are compromised. You can kill bed bugs in a hot car, but it's very difficult. You can treat a car with Crossfire, and it will kill the bed bugs in the car. I recommend doing that. I think that would be more effective than relying on the heat of the day. That a lot of times the heat of the day is just not hot enough. It needs to get above 125 degrees to kill eggs, 118 degrees to kill live bugs. And the problem is you can have a lot of cold areas. In fact, we could do another drawing with Jason, but I think that's a pretty good way to explain it. But actually, let's try that. Let me see here. File new. Let me make a new one. Don't save that picture. All right, let's share my screen again. So let's say you have a car. Let's do the line this time. Let's see here. We do this one. All right, you got a car. Well, and then we do this one, and then we're gonna do this one, and then we're gonna do this one, and this line here, and this line here. I need to hook up my drawing tablet. That's what I need to do, so you guys can get a real experience, because I can draw better than this. All right, and then we'll put a tire here and a tire here. All right, so the problem with a car, and let's say this is your actual area where you're sitting. The issue is that you will have cold spots in a car. Now, your sunlight is going to come in here through your window. Oh, that's not it. Undo. Let's see. Let's get yellow. Let's do lines. Let's see. They see the sun is coming in through here, and that's causing refraction through the windshield. And so what that does is it gets hot. It'll get real hot in here. It'll get hot. Let's see. Let's do a pencil. So it'll get hot up here. All right, but it'll start to get cooler the lower it gets. And so now you've got this issue where your seats are here and here. All right. it's cold down here. Underneath the seats, it's cold. All right, it's warm, but it's not as hot up here because your seats are going to block a lot of this sunlight that's coming through the windshield. So you're going to have cold spots under the chairs. You're going to have cold spots in the trunk. You know, where your trunk is in here, you're going to have cold spots. And so the bed bugs, what they do typically in a car is they'll actually they'll go this way. All right, because your butt's right here. And if you've got bed bugs in your pockets, they're going to go here, and then they're going to be in the trunk, or they're going to go here, and they're going to go under the seat, and they're going to be here. In the video that I did where I show people how to treat their car for bed bugs, I explain that you need to treat down around your seat belts and where these seats actually fold. You need to treat here, underneath the chairs, because those are the places the bed bugs are going to retreat to. They're going to go down into the trunk. They're going to go down under the seats. They're not going to be up here where it's hot. They're going to be where it's more comfortable, down here underneath your butt, because it's cooler down here than it is up here. And that's going to create cold spots. And the problem with the heat treatment is it's really difficult in your room to actually get your house hot everywhere. You have to use fans. You have to blow the heat all around in order to get it to go up underneath the seats and everything. Let's see. Oh, that was you, Kenneth, that called. Let's see. What do you think about Hot Shot Bedbug Egg and Bedbug Killer? It's the same thing as Crossfire. So the Crossfire in a can, the aerosol Crossfire, actually is the same thing. So it's as far as you'll get with the aerosol Crossfire. If you're wondering about aerosol Crossfire, you can rewind the video and watch that. I do go over that earlier. Let's see. Pixie says, "Hi, I noticed a line of 4 bites on my arm the morning after traveling. My friend visited has also been complaining about bug bites. Neither of us found bed bugs." All right, let's see here. Hello, this is Jason with Green Akers Pest Control. Can I help you?
So it's as far as you'll get.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yep.
What's going
Hey,
on?
how you doing? This is and I'm this big chief toilet paper.
All right.
Um.
People will be looking for you when we're running out of toilet paper. You know that, right? So what's going on?
Okay, so last month I had a little issue going on, and I spray. I watched one of the videos, and I got the Crossfire concentrate in a 13-ounce bottle.
Mm-hmm.
I mixed it to a gallon, and then I sprayed. Now I didn't know what the I sprayed the whole carpet down and the baseboard and everything around like that too. I didn't know you'd have to spray the whole entire
Right.
carpet down, but I did. So I know that for the next trip. So I didn't see any like infestation, no eggs, no nothing around, but I know they was there. So I sprayed anyway because my wife was getting bites, little big round red bites.
Okay.
So I sprayed, and then we still didn't see anything. And then my niece came over that 2 weeks ago, and then she was laying in the guest room, and that's where we initially had a problem at. And she had like 3 or 4 bites on her, and then we couldn't find anything. But then when we pulled apart the bed and the mattress, we found 3 of them. So I don't know whether they was like the 3 sole survivors or whatever, but it's like we couldn't find them anywhere. So I bought another bottle yesterday and the aerosol can. So I probably need to send the aerosol can back, correct?
Yeah, I don't think I would use that. The only thing I would use the aerosol can for, so if you there is a use for an aerosol. If you've already treated with Crossfire and you don't want to use anything that might, compromise the Crossfire, like Raid or something like that, that's going to be different. It's going to be a different type of pesticide. You can always use the aerosol in a couple of spots where you think you're having heavier activity. The thing is the Crossfire mix is going to last longer than the aerosol in a can. So I would not use the aerosol as a total solution, but to the problem. But as far as like, let's say you don't want to have to tear your whole bedroom apart, every single time, like once every 2 weeks. Like some people are doing these crossfire treatments every 2 weeks, and if you don't want to do a crossfire treatment every 2 weeks, but you're having a problem with bed bugs coming out, then you can use the aerosol as like a spot treatment kind of thing. Maybe get up under the bed and hit a couple spots that the bed bugs like to live in, and then you don't have to tear everything apart every single month. And so that's the only thing that I would say that would be, a use for the aerosol, just to try to keep you from having to tear everything apart, pull the bed off the frame and the mattress up off the frame and everything. But honestly, that's the best job you can do, is pulling everything up off the frame like that and taking it all down and doing it again. But that's what the aerosol's good for. It's just like a spot treatment.
Gotcha. So when I'm spraying, am I supposed to? So I'm supposed to be avoiding the outlets and outlet covers and stuff like that. Well, am I supposed to take the covers and stuff off and spray around it?
I wouldn't even worry with that at all. I would just treat the baseboards underneath. The thing is all right, so if the bed bugs come out the outlet cover, as long as your bed's not touching it, or as long as you're not using a whole lot of plugs or anything like that, then the bed bugs are going to go down the wall. And even if you do have something plugged in, they still typically go down the wall, and they crawl over the baseboard, they crawl across the carpet, they go up the bed leg, and then if you're treating your baseboards, they come in contact with the baseboard right away. And if they come in contact with your bed leg, that's treated. They're crawling up the box spring, that's treated. They crawl up over the mattress, that's treated. So by the time they get to you, they've contracted so much crossfire, they're going to die eventually. They're not going to live very long. And so you don't want to treat inside an electrical outlet with a pesticide, because you're going to risk shocking yourself, or you're going to risk shorting it out, or you could cause a fire. And so that's why they always tell you don't spray things inside your outlets, because it can cause a fire.
Gotcha. One last question.
Now, if you're really concerned, now this is something I usually don't recommend to people, but that's the only time that I would use a dust like diatomaceous earth or something like that, would be in the wall outlet itself. But the problem is you got to be real careful with dust. You don't want to breathe that stuff in. And I have not dusted an outlet in probably over 3 years. It's just not something I ever do anymore, because since I've been using Crossfire, there's not really any reason to.
Gotcha. I can't find no trace of them at all. Well, like, it must be in the walls or something.
I did a job one time about 3 years ago. My daughter was 5. All right, we went out. I had my baby. So it had to be 3 years ago, because he was just a little baby. He was still in the car carrier. And I had a lady call me. I had all my kids with me, and she was freaking out horrible because she had bed bugs in the house. So I went to her house, and I checked for them. I was checking for them because she wanted me to come make sure it was actually bed bugs. So I got to the house. I got out, me and Emma, my daughter, who was 5, and my baby was in the carrier. Walked in the house. Within 10 minutes, she found a bed bug where I'd spent almost an hour and a half in there trying to find them. Could not find them. And I'm usually pretty good at finding bed bugs. But she peeled back one of the pieces of the seam of the mattress. It's like, it has that little bubble around the edge. And she peeled back a little piece of it, and there was one right there. And she pointed it out to me. She's like, there it is. And I was like, man, that's great. Because they only had a picture of one. They had a picture of one, and then they killed that one, threw it away. And so I didn't really have anything to go by. I didn't know they had bed bugs at all until my 5-year-old daughter found it.
Wow.
So, they can hide anywhere. And if it's just the early onset of an infestation, you may not be able to find them right away. And that's usually where I recommend, if someone was really concerned, you could always call someone with like one of those bed bug dogs, and they'll come out and trigger and show you where they're living.
Gotcha. Okay, now one more last question, I'll let you go.
Sure.
I was watching something, but there's like, so are you familiar with Home Defense?
Home Defense,
That'd be at Lowe's.
Yeah.
All right, so they're saying that, like, the people who use those, they can, like, say the bed bugs are confined to one room, and you have adjacent rooms to it. You can spray the Home Defense in the adjacent rooms to kind of set up a perimeter, because they're not going to want to come across that.
That's
and
true.
They're going to be in that small, and then that's where you use the crossfire and stuff at. Is that
right.
true?
That's true. That's true. So if I do a hotel, like let's say you have 3 rooms that are scattered throughout the hotel, then when you treat these hotel rooms, you treat technically about 15 rooms is what you're going to have to treat. Even though you only have 3 rooms that are infested with bed bugs, you're treating the room on the top, the room below, the room to the left, the room to the right, and then the problem room. All the rooms that are surrounding that room, you treat with a repellent, like home defense. Home defense would be a repellent, like bifenthrin or deltamethrin. Those are repellents. The bed bugs are not going to want to go into those adjacent rooms because they've been treated with a repellent. Then you treat the room that they want to be in with Crossfire. And that's what I would recommend doing in a situation with a home where you're worried that they might go into the rooms next door. But the problem with when you live in a home is that you are going to go into those rooms. You are going to travel throughout the house. And if you step on an area where there are bed bug eggs and you pick them up on your shoes and you just don't realize it and you track them through the house, then that's why I recommend for an actual living house, a single family home, you want to use Crossfire in every single room of the house because they may be in every room of the house and you just don't know it.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I just wanted, on behalf of everybody, man, I want to thank you for, for what you do, because you don't have to do this.
No, I find that's fun for me. I like it.
Yeah, we appreciate you, man. Just in case nobody told you that today, we appreciate you, because I will be lost without you right now.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a good night.
You too.
Thank you. All right. Well, I really do like this. This is not, I mean, I don't have to do this. He's right, but I do have to do this because I think it's fun. I like hitting down here at night and talking to all you people and going over bug problems. I never knew so many people be interested in bugs ever. So let's see. What do you think about, okay, I went through that. Hi, I noticed a line. Okay, I went through that. Okay, so Pixie Drift, I was trying to answer your question. I said, my friend I visited has also been complaining about bug bites. Neither of us have found bed bugs. Should I be worried? It might be mosquitoes. I went to a house where a girl, I'll tell you a story. Oh, I got another call. Let me take this call. Hello, this is Jason with Green Acres Pest Control. Can I help you?
Hey, buddy. I was actually watching your live show.
Yeah.
I had a quick question for you, man. So I came across your YouTube channel because, so in the past, I rented a property a long time ago, and I believe that it had bed bugs when we moved in. We didn't know it. I used to live with a pest control guy, and so he made me terrified of bed bugs.
Yeah, we do that.
Needless to say, so I've always kind of known where you can pick them up. He explained all these things to me as I lived with him, because he was kind of paranoid at the same time about, hey, if you bring them home, it can be a real pain to get rid of them. And so I was real mindful of it, needless to say. So when I found them first time, I had a whole learning experience of how intense it can get to get rid of them, even with just a small infestation. So I remember watching one of your videos and you talked about the PTSD that it can give you.
Oh, yeah.
And needless to say, if you were to ask my wife, she would, die laughing at me saying this, because she knows that it messed with me more than anybody between the both of us. And so now I'm kind of a little paranoid about stuff like that. Well, recently, cutting to the issue now, so her uncle had passed away recently, and we were buying the house and paying it off for what was owed from the estate, from the family and everything like that, because we were already looking for a house. Well, when we went to go look at the house to go start seeing what we had to do to it, there was fleas in the house, and I noticed that. And so from my experience living with that old roommate of mine, PT Alpine was something that he always sprayed for fleas.
Right.
So the aerosol. And I went in there with
you're talking about Alpine, right?
Yeah, PT Alpine.
Yeah, I know what that is.
And I told her, I said, let's get out the house. and we'll hang out in the yard a little bit. And this is in the middle of the country.
Okay.
And I said, "Sir, I'll come back with some PT Alpine. I'll put a respirator on all that, and I'll spray the house."
Okay.
And when I started to spray the house, my paranoia, I kind of, because I never really hung out at our uncle's house. He was kind of a recluse himself. He didn't really, he just kept to himself. So anyways, when I was spraying, I kind of, without really thinking about it, started spraying like as if I was for bed bugs, because PT Alpine also,
yeah, it'll kill bed bugs.
I've known that it can kill bed bugs. So
yeah, it does.
I kind of treated it as a flea/bed bug prevention. Well, keep in mind, all the furniture, the throw rugs and everything were still in the house. Well, when I come back to check on everything to make sure the fleas were gone and everything like that, and I know, the eggs can still hatch, and, there's, you're supposed to agitate them and all that. Well, my biggest concern was I wanted to make sure he didn't have bed bugs. So, needless to say, I go back, I take his mattress that was there, I flip it up, and I start peeling back the plastic casings that protect the box spring. Because I know that's some of the places, like the first places they'll go to, and the tags and the seams, like you were just talking about.
That's right. Yeah.
And I peel back the plastic, and there's a bunch of empty casing, like the shells, the Exco
Right.
And I was like, oh, God. So he had a problem. And so immediately I told my wife, I said, all right, I don't know if this is a past problem. I don't know if this is a current problem. I said, I don't know what we're dealing with yet until.
But you didn't find any actual live bugs, just the casings.
Just the casings.
Right.
Now, the thing that scared me more was because we had already discussed that we were planning on getting rid of, pretty much everything was in the house. It was a bunch of stuff that was just really used very well, I should say, to put it politely. And so as I'm taking stuff out the house and we were taking stuff to the dump, I started to just examine everything, like rolling, because I'm getting the floors redone. It's hardwood floors throughout the whole house. Mm-hmm. So I'm rolling up the carpets, the area rugs where they met the walls, and you can see little casings all along the edge of the walls and, everything like that. So I was like, I'm wigging out, because I'm like, golly day, dude, he had like a really bad infestation, and I've yet to see one alive.
Okay.
So at this point, I've sprayed the house with PT Alpine. We had everything out of the house. Anything and everything that was in the house is out of the house now. It's literally bare bones, including all the carpet and everything like that. All the furniture that was in there is gone. At the time, I didn't have any more PT Alpine, but I had some temperate. And I mixed up some temperate.
Right.
And I sprayed all the baseboards again, the whole hardwood floor. I misted the whole hardwood floor, the blinds that were still in the house, all around the trim and everything like that. Anything and everything pretty much got misted.
Right.
And the house has been vacant right now because we're planning on getting a lot of work done. But my biggest concern is I didn't want to send carpenters in there to go work on a house that I'm not confident that I'm not going to jeopardize their home.
All right, so when's the last time you saw a bed bug live in the house?
I haven't seen one alive, but I did think that I found one that I had killed. But
How long ago was that?
That's the only one I saw a week ago.
Okay. So I would give it at least a month to make sure that you don't have any more live bugs. But PT Alpine, the problem with PT Alpine is that I brought up the label, and I was reading the label while you were talking to me. And one of the issues, now I didn't know this about PT Alpine, but it contains a petroleum distillate, which is much what's the same as like what's in an oil-based paint. It carries the pesticide because it's petroleum. And a lot of pesticides back in the old days, like diazinon and durazban, all had petroleum distillates. This is how the pesticide was carried. And so the problem with the petroleum distillate pesticide is that they are harmful to humans and mammals, and I don't usually recommend it for the control of bed bugs. But one of the issues is that, yes, it is for bed bugs, but the problem is that it's got the dinaturafuran in it, or furan, or whatever, however it's pronounced. And that's what I was going over earlier, explaining that the bed bugs have actually started to develop an immunity to that. Now, you've already used it. You've already sprayed it all over the house. So what I would do is I would give it at least a month after the time that you found the last bug, and just make sure that you don't still have any before you let a whole lot of people be coming in and out. And you're right about this with people doing contractor work and stuff like that. They can pick them up coming in and out of the house, especially contractors, because they're working right down in them. Like if they're doing baseboards or remodeling or something like that, they could easily come into contact with them. And so I would probably give it at least a few more weeks and just make sure that you don't have any more and you don't find any more. But the Alpine is the same thing. Because it's an aerosol and because it's in a can, it's not going to last as long as if you were to actually have mixed like Alpine WSG, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I do understand exactly what you're saying. Yeah, that was just my main concern on what your thought process was, because I've seen how long these things can live without a meal.
Oh yeah, a long time.
And
yeah,
a very long time. And like I said, the house has been vacant for about a month, but I sprayed reasonably time frame 2 weeks after it initially went vacant, and then I sprayed another week after that with a totally different chemical, which was tempered, which is what I typically, before I heard about this crossfire, which I plan on ordering some of that to try it out. But the tempered is what I would spray and kind of do maintenance in the house, like spray the couches, the bed frames, and just preventative maintenance once a week. And
you would only need preventative maintenance once a month.
Well, the tempered said 7 to 10 days.
Oh, if you're using tempered, yeah, you have to do it every other week. You have to.
Yeah, and so that's why I've had it for, that's what I've used for the last 2 years as preventative maintenance. But I had some more PT Alpine, and I was planning on spraying it one more time with PT Alpine.
Right.
And I was going to do that this coming week. And then I was pretty much going to let it, go to where it's going to go and see. I mean, because without staying there, it's really hard to say, oh, they're gone or they're there. I mean, to the point where I've literally told my wife I'm considering going over there and just having an air mattress and sleeping over there a couple of nights and seeing if something happens to me.
Yeah, someone needs to be in the house if you're wanting to kill bed bugs, because the bed bugs won't come out if you're not there. They're not going to... Okay, so bed bugs are attracted to CO2 and heat signatures. Yeah. And if you are not in the house creating a heat signature or CO2, they'll just hibernate. They're not going to come wandering around trying to find you if they can't smell you. It's like when somebody's cooking something real good for dinner, you come from rooms over because you smell the dinner cooking. And so when you're in the house, they smell dinner and you are dinner. And then they'll come out and bite you. So you really do need to be there. You need to stay there. And that's something for the audience, too, that's watching and listening to us talking back and forth, is that if you're going to treat your house, you don't, like some people will actually say, they'll say, well, I hired my exterminator. He came in, he treated the house. I went away for vacation for a couple weeks. I came back and they just ate me all up. I don't think the guy knows what he's doing. And truthfully, you need to stay there so that the bed bugs actually crawl out to bite you to die. Because when it's strong, when you first applied it, that's when you're going to get the best kill. You need to be there.
Right. Okay, well, that's what I wanted your knowledge on.
It's annoying being the guinea pig, but it's kind of what you have to do.
Yeah. Oh, I know, and I'm willing to do what I got to do in order to try to get rid of them. And because I told my wife, I said, we're planning on buying new furniture. I said, I am definitely not planning on buying a bunch of new furniture if we think we even have a problem.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
And so that's I wanted your input on that and what I was planning on doing. So it sounds like I'm gonna have to go get a blow up air mattress and go sleep on the floor and get some big Ziploc bag for my clothes and be treating my truck as I go back and forth to work.
That's what I would do. That's what you really need to do, and that'll work. That'll work. You'll get rid of them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, man, I really do appreciate your time. I'm not going to hold you up anymore. All right, boss. You have a good day.
Bye. I tell you guys blowing up my phone tonight. So I'm trying to answer questions, but I always put presidents over the phone calls. So if you really need your question asked and you've asked it in the chat, that's why I've got the phone number here. It's not toll free. It's local to Lynchburg, Virginia, but that's the number I've got. That's the one I pay for. So if you guys want to call, a lot of times people can call with a cell phone or something. They don't have to pay anything anyway because it's a cell phone. It's a United States number, so if you're in the United States, it shouldn't cost anything. Valerie did ask if there was a way to get Crossfire in Canada. There are ways, but I don't know them. So what I would recommend is look into links below. The Discord link is in my description. Join Discord. There are people there to help you. If you're having problems getting different pesticides at different places, that's where I usually recommend people go and take a look and see if there's anybody there that can help you get the pesticides that you need. That's all I can say because that's how it is in other states and other countries. Is you can't just use the same pesticide everywhere. Some countries it's not available. So let's see here. If I was gonna tell a story, but now I can't remember what it was. Oh no, should I spray Crossfire just in case, or is that overkill? Crossfire is a really good pesticide to do preventative, so it's actually not a bad idea to treat with it. Hammerhead says dry heat or steam heat. Would heat treatments be followed by chemical treatments? If you're going to do a heat treatment, you really have to do a chemical treatment. But like I said, when I was on the phone with him, I was showing you guys my bed bugs. These are my bed bugs. They are not alive anymore, I don't think. But there they are. There's one. That's a really good picture of one right there. But there's several in there. Some babies. You can see they were alive because they done pooped in there. But those are my bed bugs. This is a feeder tube, so it's got a screen. So what you do is if they were alive, you feed them like this. And they're able to bite you through the screen, and they get a blood meal off your arm, and then they can survive. But I never did have the gumption, I guess you could say, to feed them. But I had them, so I could show them to you and show you what they look like. But those are bed bugs. I caught them in a house because, I go into people's houses, and the look you get from a customer when you say, oh, before I spray them, can I have some of them? They look at you so weird. But anyway, if you've asked any questions and I have not got to them yet, please re-ask them because the chat has scrolled so far that I don't know where I've left off and where I began. So go ahead and re-ask your question. If I have forgotten to answer your question, I have no problem answering your question again. But it's been a real busy night on the phone, and I really try to give everybody my undivided attention when they're talking to me on the phone. So if I don't answer your question, understand I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to get to everybody the best I can. So I'm going to start with Molly. She says, hi, I swear I've dealt with too many various bugs, but you've helped me with all of them. Now, I have respectful and clean housemates, but there is smelly garbage can outside and a baby pool filled with standing water. Now deal with flies laying eggs on the patio. Of course, get rid of smells, but other remedies to kill or keep away house flies. I've conquered bed bugs, ants, spiders, and now flies. Unfortunately, bed bugs hard to get rid of, but you'll get there. One thing about flies in a garbage can is that James said, you never fed them, sad face. No, I couldn't do it. Okay, I tell you what. So if you go look at my channel, let's share my screen here. Scene. There we go. You look at my channel here. All right, click subscribe. Right now, I'm at 16.1K subs. Maybe, just maybe, if I get to 20,000, I'll feed some bed bugs on camera. I'm not going to promise you because I might lose a nerve, but I might. If we get, I might feed some. But why would y'all make me do that to myself? Honestly, this ain't Jackass. This ain't Fear Factor. I'd be like, hey, I'm Jason, and this is dinner time. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. That's crazy. Maybe I will. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to get in the new Jackass movie feeding bed bugs. Anyway, what do you use for fleas? My company has me spraying floors with Suspend, Exciter, and Gentrol. This used to work fine, but lately not so much. Any recommendations? I use Alpine WSG and Nygaard. That's what I use. That works really good for me. I don't have any callbacks. I haven't had a callback for flea. I've had one callback for fleas in 3 years. I had one. That's it. So I'm having really good results with my flea treatments using Alpine WSG and Nygaard. It works really well. Pixie Drift says you were telling a story about figuring out if it's mosquito bites versus bed bugs. Okay, so I did a job today, and I'm actually going to put Skype on hold for right now, so that I can answer this story. I want to tell you this story, so I'm gonna close the calls for right now because I want to tell you what happened to me today. So I had to go do an inspection. What happened was a customer of mine, friend of mine, his daughter came back from school. The school nurse claimed that she had bed bug bites. All right. Now, this is the problem with trying to diagnose bug bites is you can't. Everyone has different reactions to bug bites. And so, one person may not react at all and another person may react pretty severely. So it's on, either side of the spectrum. So the problem is that he had to get the house treated for bed bugs for the little girl to go back to school. And this is school policy for some reason. I've never heard of it before, but that's what they made him do. And so I went out to the house and I did an inspection. I do inspections and I flip everything upside down. It's basically a bed bug job without spraying for anything. And so I turn everything upside down. I check with a flashlight. I open up the box springs. I look all over the beds and everything. And I didn't find any bed bugs at all. Come to find out, the girl was actually running. She's a runner. She goes to high school. And so she's running through the field every day, their open field, and she's picking up chiggers in the field. Now, chiggers, if you've ever been in chiggers before, they resemble bed bug bites. People who react from bed bug bites, it's a real common thing. And I want to show you. This is what I thought she had. So if you look, let me show you. These are chigger bites. These are people that have this is a chigger right here. There's a little red dot right here. But see these bites? See this is a really good one right here. This is a really good one. A lot of people will get bit like this when it's bed bugs. So if you're a gardener and you work outside a lot, you might have chiggers. You might not have bed bugs at all. So don't just assume you have bed bugs because it might be chiggers. That's what she had. So, understand that just because you're getting bit by something. So what happens with chiggers is chiggers are a little parasite that actually lives on your body. What happens is if you're in a nest of chiggers, you get into a mess of chiggers outside, working in a garden or running through a field like this little girl did, you'll itch, you'll scratch. They're like little mosquito bites. You saw what they look like. And you get bit once, and then you scratch it. And then the chigger comes up and moves and bites you again. But they're so small you don't really notice it. And a lot of times you get bit at night. They'll move from one spot to another at night. And the next morning, you'll have a new bite. And then the next day, you'll have even more bites. And so you're getting these bites every single night, but it's chiggers doing it. So it's a really common thing to get bit multiple times and have new bites from day to day to day. And it's not bed bugs at all. It's actually chiggers. So if you're having problems with bug bites and maybe you spend a lot of time outside or you haven't cut your grass in a couple weeks, the grass is real tall, or you're getting into the mulch beds and stuff, planting flowers, understand that you may not have bed bugs at all. Even if you're getting new bites every day, it might be chiggers. It might not be bed bugs. So, because that's a real common thing with chigger bites. But that's the story I was going to tell you, Pixie. But you do want to try to get rid of as much standing water around the house as you can. Like somebody was talking about baby pools and stuff. You want to empty that stuff. You want to get rid of all that. I think it was Molly that was talking about baby pools. You want to take and empty those, get rid of any standing water you've got, and try to eliminate, old tires and stuff that might be stacked up somewhere off the property, places that mosquitoes and things will breed. And like I said, tall grass, keep your grass mowed down real low to try to keep the chiggers away from your house. William says, thanks for all your help. I just did my second crossfire treatment because we still had a few creeping around. hoping we are near the end. A couple months of dealing with them has worn me out. You better believe it. They wear me out every day. So, but it's rewarding doing bed bug work. I really like to do bed bug work. You have people call you up on the phone, they're crying, they haven't slept in weeks, or some people even years, and then they get 3-4 nights, good nights sleep in a row. It's amazing the difference that Crossfire makes. So, and so I'm gonna drop this in and show you guys real quick. This is my Amazon page. This is where I show now I do make a percentage off of this sale. I think it says right here, Green Acres Pest Control earns money from this storefront. All right, I get like 3%. Honestly, I think that's the prices they pay me on these. I really don't know. I really just have this here to help you guys. Bed bug supplies are here. The steamer we use to kill bed bugs, the Crossfire, different bottles so you can mix it different ways. I've got a book that I wrote too. It's on here. I think it's like right there. Troublesome Pest Solutions. It's got bed bugs, fleas, and cockroaches. All kinds of different information and different things that I try to compile together so you can find decent things. I would price compare, but like I said, anything I use with this, all the money I get from this, I turn around, put it right back into YouTube. Excuse me. Or I help local families here deal with bed bugs themselves. So hopefully my channel has helped you. Like I said, bookmark this page. Hopefully you can find a decent product. I try to keep it updated. There are some problems like my termites. That's empty again. I got to go try to find the products I recommend for termites. I try to keep it updated as much as I can, but it's hard. It's hard trying to keep this going. But hopefully this has been helpful to you. Don't forget my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, be sure to like and subscribe to me over there too. Follow me around. I do some funny, crazy stuff on TikTok too. So anyway, I got to get out of here. I got to get to bed. I got to get up really early tomorrow. Molly says, any ideas for flies? So I have a fly video. I'm going to drop that real quick because Molly's always here. I haven't seen Molly in a long time, and I want to help her because she is a really nice girl, and I want to help her. So flies. So here's the one I recommend for flies. If you have problems with flies, I'm going to, let's click this.
A lot of people that have cats are unknowingly doing something.
Oh man, a lot of people who have cats. All right, so let's share this. Let's copy this link, and I'm going to post it in chat for Molly. There you go. So that's what I recommend for flies. So hopefully that will help you. If you've got trash cans and stuff around the house, treat your trash cans. Try to keep the flies out of the trash cans. Just follow that video, and that'll help you deal with your flies. So don't forget, follow me over on TikTok. And if you're in the Discord, like I said, links below. I'm always on Discord right after chat. So find me over there, chat with me, talk to me. If you have any questions that you want to ask me privately, you can do it there too. And like I said, I got a whole room full of people that can help you. There's over 100 people in my Discord and lots of people that like to help. Me and my wife are both there. Sometimes if I don't answer a question, she'll get to it. She knows, she listens to me run my mouth all the time about bugs. But I got to use the bathroom. I got to get to bed. I got to be out of the house tomorrow by 6 o'clock. I got an early bed bug job tomorrow. So y'all have a real great day. I really appreciate it. And I'll be seeing you next time.